Welcome to Physics with KRR. Today we are going to discuss Coulomb's law. Statement. When two charges Q1, Q2 separated by distance R, these two are of like charges. Now according to Coulomb's law, the electrostatic force between these two charges can be defined as the force of attraction or repulsion between the charges is directly proportional to the product of magnitude of their charges, and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. So here the point while solving the numerical, you need to concentrate on this point. What is that? Electrostatic force. It may be the attractive or repulsive force. So which is directly proportional to product of magnitude of their charges and inversely proportional to distance between the charges if they are point charges. If you are taking a spherical sphere on which charge is distributed, so that sphere we can consider as the charge is concentrated at the center. So in that case we will take the distance as centers between the two charges. So like that we can take. Now this is the force of attraction or repulsion, electrostatic force. Now from this we can write F is equal to some proportionality constant K into Q1 Q2 by R square. Now here the K is called proportionality constant. It depends on medium between the charges and also units in which charges and the distance between the charges are measured. So the value of K depends on medium between the charges and also the units in which we are expressing the charges Q1 and Q2 and the distance between the charges, that is R. So in general we can take K is equal to F R square by Q1 Q2. Now for units, so we can represent Newton meter square by Coulomb into Coulomb. This is Coulomb square. Now we can express the value of K is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of air or vacuum. That means the medium between the charges is air or vacuum. That is the reason we have taken permittivity of air or vacuum. So this is equal to 9 into 10 power of 9 Newton meter square by Coulomb square. So the value of K in SI system, we can take K is equal to 9 into 10 power of 9 Newton meter square by Coulomb square. Whereas in CGS unit, we know K is equal to, we can write the K value as K is 9 into 10 power of 9 Newton meter square by Coulomb square. Now, so for getting the value of K in CGS unit, we need to convert, so Newton into dyne. meter square into centimeter square, coulomb square into state coulomb. So as we discussed earlier while discussion of unit of electric charge, electrostatic unit of electric charge in CGS system is stat coulomb. Now from this we need to convert Newton into dyne. So 9 into 10 power of 9. So Newton is nothing but 10 power of 5 dyne into meter square in terms of centimeter square 10 power of 4 centimeter square by coulomb we need to convert into stat coulomb. So stat coulomb is nothing but 3 into 10 power of 9 stat coulomb whole square stat coulomb square. Now we have 9 into 10 power of 9. So this is 9 into 10 power of 18. 9 into 10 power of 18. So this is 9. 5 plus 4 again 9. So 9 into 10 power of 18. So this is also 9 into 10 power of 18. So K is equal to 1 dyne centimeter square by stat coulomb square. So while giving numerical in the examination, so sometimes they will ask in CGS system of units. So there we need to directly we can take the value of K is 1 while the charges and distances between the charges are expressed in CGS system of units. So this is the value of K in SI unit and CGS unit. So that is the reason the K value depends on medium between the charges and also units in which the charges are expressing. Now, so coulombs defined the force of attraction or repulsion between the charges. Now what are the characteristics? What are the characteristics of electrostatic force between the charges? Now here as we are taken, this is Q1 charge and this is Q2 charge, like charges. So like charges experiences repulsive force. Repulsive force. Repulsive force is positive. Whereas unlike charges, this is Q1 and this is minus Q2. These are unlike charges. Unlike charges experiences attractive force. Attractive force is negative. So the first characteristics of Coulombic electrostatic force is either attractive or repulsive force. Repulsive force. And second one is electrostatic force depends on medium between the charges. Medium between the charges. Now how the medium will affect the electrostatic force we will discuss later after completion of this characteristics of a force. Third one, electrostatic force is a central force. What it means? The central force is nothing but a force which is acting along the line joining the centers of the two charges. For example, so here when you are saying this one, so this is the line which is, or we can take it as line joining the centers of the two charges. Now this will exert a repulsive force on this. This is in this direction. That means this is called force on 2 due to 1. The same way, so this will exert a repulsive force that will be in this direction. So this is force on 1 due to 2. Due to 2. In this case, Q1, this is minus Q2. So the Q1 will attract minus Q2. So this is acting in this direction. This is force on 2 due to 1. Due to 1. Whereas in this case, this charge will attract this in this direction. So this is direction of force on 1 due to 2. Due to 2. Now this force is always acting the line joining the centers of the two charges, that is called central force. So electrostatic force is a central force. Fourth one, electrostatic force is a conservative force. So this conservative force related discussion is there in the chapter of work energy power from class 11th syllabus. So what is meant by conservative force? For example, so this is initial position and this is final position. Now a block is placed on the ground. Now it is taking to a height of h. Now weight of a body is acting downwards. We need to apply force, external force, to lift this body in this direction. Now the work done to lift this body to place at a height h will be equal to mgh. That is nothing but stored in the form of potential energy of a body. Now this is first case. In the second case, the block is moving in this direction and reaches like this. Then what happened? So while talking about force and displacement, we have W is equal to F bar dot S bar. So what is the angle between F bar and S bar? That is Fs cos theta. Now when I am taking this point during this direction, external force is acting in this direction, but displacement is taken in the direction. Now the angle is 90 degree. Now Fs cos theta, cos 90 0, then work done will be equal to 0. So during this path and during this path, external work done is 0. So because of that reason, in the second path is also same. In the same manner, whatever the path it is traveling and reaches the same point. Now work done by the force is always in all the paths. Work done by the force is same, which is equal to mgh. So work done by the conservative force depends only on its initial and final points, and it does not depends on the path followed by the body. That is the meaning of conservative force. So mechanical force, that means conservative for electrostatic force, normal force, these are all called conservative forces, whereas viscous force and frictional forces are called non-conservative forces. So this conservative force related explanation was there in the chapter of work energy power. Now, so electrostatic force is a conservative force. So it electrostatic force obeys Newton's third law of motion. So this point we can clarify while discussion of vector form of Coulomb's law. So electrostatic force is either attractive or repulsive force. Electrostatic force depends on medium between the charges. It is a central force. It is a conservative force, and work done by electrostatic force depends on, and it obeys Newton's third law of motion. So these are the main characteristics of electrostatic force. Now, vector form. So Coulomb's law we can express in terms of vector form, because force is a vector quantity. So based on that we can take in first case we can take like charges. This is of charge q1 and this is of charge q2. These two are like charges. Now, so we will imagine R12 cap. So this is the unit vector which is directed from charge 1 to charge 2, whereas R21 cap, this is unit vector which is directed from charge 2 to 1. So this is in this direction for notation. Now, so this is a charge Q1 and this is charge Q2. Now this is the line. Now this will exert a repulsive force on this. The force is in this direction as we discussed earlier. So this is force on 2 due to 1. Due to 1. Now how can we represent? This is force on 2 due to 1 will be equal to K. K is depends on medium and system of units. Based on the situation we can take. So this is magnitude of charges. These are always we need to take magnitude of charges by. So what is the distance? So this is along the direction of R12 cap. R12 cap. So this is R square into R12 cap. So this is the representation of vector notation of force. So F21 bar is directed along a direction of unit vector R12 cap. Now this we can also express like this. This is F21 bar. Unit vector we can define as R12 cap is equal to vector by its magnitude. So that is the representation of the unit vector. This we can simply write it as R12 bar by R12. Or for specific representation we can take this as magnitude of this vector, that is R12 square. Like that also we can represent. So this is K Q1 Q2 by R12 cube into R12 bar. So in terms of this unit vector we have substituted R12 bar by R. This will becomes R12 cube into R12 bar. Now in the same manner F12 bar is equal to F12. It is acting force on 1 due to 2 is acting in this direction. So this is direction of unit vector R21 cap. Now we can express K Q1 Q2 by R21 square into R21 cap. Again from the same explanation we can write it as K Q1 Q2 by R21 cube into R21 bar. So this is the vector notation of the Coulomb's law or Coulomb's electrostatic force we are expressing in terms of vector notation. Now what happened in the case of unlike charges? Now here this is a charge Q1. So this is of charge minus Q2. Now, so this charge will attract this charge in this direction. So this is force on 2 due to 1 is in this direction. So F21 is along direction of R21 cap. Force on 1 due to 2. Force on 1 due to 2 is acting in this direction. So this is along direction of 1 2 cap. Now as these two are in opposite direction, we can write R12 cap is equal to minus R21 cap. Now these are also we can take half F bar 12 is equal to minus F21 bar. F21 bar. So from this we can say net force is equal to 0. So this is nothing but the Coulomb's law obeys Newton's third law of motion. So this is vector notation of the Coulomb's law. Now regarding dependence of medium. Now here we are taking expression of force as like this. F is equal to K. K is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So Q1 Q2 by R square. Now this K value depends on medium. So this is called permittivity. So what is meant by permittivity? So permittivity is the property of medium which decides the how the electrostatic force will influences that medium. That means by knowing the value of permittivity, the how the electrostatic force is influences by the medium, we can able to understand. That is called permittivity, represented by epsilon. Now epsilon naught is representing permittivity of air or vacuum. This value is 8.85 into 10 power of minus 12. Epsilon naught value, which is looking like this. This is Coulomb square by Newton meter square, or Coulomb square Newton inverse meter power minus 2. So this is the value of permittivity of air or vacuum. We can take epsilon. Epsilon is, we can represent with permittivity of any medium. Permittivity of any medium. Now, so by knowing the value of permittivity of air or vacuum or any another medium, so we can express that value in reference with the standard value. So that we can call it as relative permittivity epsilon r, or this is also called dielectric constant, represented by K. So relative permittivity or dielectric constant we can represent with symbol epsilon suffix r or K. Now epsilon r or K is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. What is epsilon? Epsilon is permittivity of any medium, whereas epsilon naught is permittivity of air or vacuum. So strictly speaking, so permittivity of this value is somewhat higher than vacuum. So in general, while calculating the numericals, we will take same. If they mentioned specifically regarding free space or vacuum and air, so air is having somewhat more permittivity than free space or vacuum. So that point we have to consider. So this is called relative permittivity. So based on this point, so we are going to discuss how electrostatic force affected by the medium between the two charges. Now, if two charges Q1 and Q2, so separated by distance r, so which are placed in air medium. Now, what is the force between the two charges? You know, F vacuum, strictly speaking vacuum. Now we can take this as vacuum. Now which will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R. That is equation number 1. Now in second case, now these two charges are placed in some medium of permittivity epsilon. Now we can write this is F medium, which is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon. So in the place of epsilon naught, we need to take epsilon because these two charges are placed in a medium of epsilon. Q1 Q2 by r square. This is square r square. Now we know dielectric constant or relative permittivity epsilon Rk is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. So from this relation we can write epsilon is equal to epsilon r into k epsilon naught or k into epsilon naught. Now from this F medium will be equal to 1 by 4 pi k into epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r square. That implies F medium is equal to 1 by k into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r square. So this value we can represent with F vacuum. So F medium is equal to F vacuum by k. So the basic numerical they will ask on this formula. So they will give the force between the two charges when they are placed in air or vacuum. We will get one force. Later, the two charges are placed in a medium of a dielectric constant 2 or 3 or 1.5, like that they will give. For example, 2. Now what is the force experienced by those charges? So force between the two charges when placed in medium is equal to force in vacuum by k, which means the force between the two charges will decreases because by k times. That is the effect of medium on electrostatic force between the two charges. Okay, right. Next case. For example, charges Q1 and Q2 are separated by distance r. Now, a dielectric slab, we can take this as point 1. A dielectric slab of thickness T is placed between these two charges. Then what happened to the force? So when a medium is introduced between the two charges, then what happened? The force will decreases. Then the force in medium will be taken as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r minus t plus t root k whole square. So this is the expression for force between the two charges when a dielectric slab of thickness T or length T was introduced between these two charges. Now r minus t plus t root k. So here k is called the dielectric constant of this dielectric slab. So k is equal to 1 for vacuum. So k is equal to 1. So k is equal to 1 point something, which is greater than vacuum for air. So k is greater than 1 for air or vacuum. In general we'll take for vacuum 1 or air or vacuum, like that we will take. But specifically when you are talking about air, so air having somewhat greater dielectric constant than vacuum. Now k is equal to infinity for conductors, that is like metal. K is infinity for metal. Now in the second case, instead of this dielectric slab, they introduced conducting slab. Then what happened? So F medium will be equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So Q1 Q2 by. So what is the value of k for metal? Is infinity. So to infinity anything is added, again you will get infinity. That means this will be infinity whole square. So now force between the charges in the medium will becomes 0. So when a dielectric slab is introduced between the charges, the force is decreases because this denominator value is increasing, because of that medium force is decreasing. But when a conducting slab is introduced between the charges, because of K is equal to infinity for metal or conductor, then force between the charges became 0. So now we have important application of electrostatic force regarding Coulomb's law. So these points are very useful while solving the numericals. Now, so we can write the formula of force which is placed in a medium. We can write F medium is equal to 1 by K 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. So this is the force between the two charges when a medium is introduced between, a medium of dielectric constant K is introduced between the charges. Now when you clearly observe this formula, so we have 4 variables. What are they? Force, medium, that is called dielectric constant, charges, and distance between the charges. So epsilon naught is air vacuum that we can take. Now 4 variables are there. So while asking the question, so these related conditions, very important cases or conditions are there. So based on those conditions they are going to ask the numericals. Now as 4 variables are there, to say the relation between any 2 variables, we need to keep other 2 variables as constant. So now force, dielectric constant which represents a medium, charges and distance. Now to relate any 2 quantities we need to place other 2 quantities as constant. So in that case we can take case 1. Now the same charges are placed at particular distance in the same in different media. That means same charges, that means these two are keeping as constant by to relate these 2 quantities. So same charges are placed at certain separation in 2 different media. Then what happened? So these 2 are constant. Now these 2 are inverse proportional. That means F into K is equal to constant. Now we can write F1 K1 is equal to F2 K2. So like that. So some amount of charges, 2 charges they will give. So they are placed at a particular separation. Now these 2 are placed in different media. So first in air or vacuum, or next one is a kerosene oil of dielectric constant term 2. Like that they will give. So for air or vacuum, this one is 1 for air or vacuum. So F1 is F1 they will give. Now F2 value we have to find. For example, this is 10 Newton. F2. Now it is placed in a medium of dielectric constant 2. Then what is F2? F2 is equal to 10 by 2. This is 5 Newton. 5 Newton. So like that they will ask the question based on this relation. So no need to by heart the relations. We need to take mathematical from the mathematical basics. While relating 2 quantities, we can keep other 2 quantities as constant. Case 2. Now, so Q1 or K and R. Now these two are kept as constant. Now we make it, these two are constant. Then what happen? So same charges are placed in same medium at different separations. So same charges are same, placed in same medium. That means K is also same. Then what happen? F into R square is constant. F into R square is constant, which means F1 R1 square is equal to F2 R2 square. So we will practice the numerical based on every formula. Next, case 3. Now these two as constant and these two are constant. Now, so these two are constants. These two are constants. What happened? Different charges. Different charges. These two are constant. Placed at or placed in same medium. Same medium. In the same separation. Same separation. So medium is same, R is also same. Then we can write, so F1 is equal to, or directly we can write F1 by F2 is equal to Q1 Q2 by Q1 dash Q2 dash. Different charges, those are the different charge we can take it as Q1 dash and Q2 dash. So that relation we can write like that. Case 4. So this is a very important case. 2 times they asked the question in the NEET examination based on this one. Now, so these two are constants. Force and charges are constant. Same force experiences by same charges placed in different media at different distances. Different media, different distances, but experiences same force, same charges. Now we can take Kr square is equal to constant. It implies K1 R1 square is equal to K2 R2 square. So based on this formula, they asked the question in the NEET examination like, so air or vacuum dielectric constant is represented by K0, and separation between the charges when they are placed in vacuum or air is R0. Then what is the distance between the two charges in different media? Now, so this K0 value we can take it as 1. Now this is 1. This is R0 square. This is, we can take it as some K. So this is R square. Now R square is equal to R0 square by K. That implies R is equal to R0 by root K. So this is the distance between the two charges when placed in different media, and R0 is the separation between the charges when they are in air or vacuum. Case 5. Now if two spheres of charges Q1 and another sphere of charge Q2, so this is of radius R and this is of radius R. Now they are bringing contact with each other. Then what happens? After contact with each other, according to the process of conduction, then what happens? So charge on each sphere will becomes Q1 plus Q2 by 2. Or Q2 is also Q1 plus Q2 by 2. So from that we can write initial force, we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. Whereas next force we can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 plus Q2 by 2 whole square. So this is the charge on every Q1 Q2. So charge on this one is Q1 plus Q2 by 2. Q2 is also Q1 plus Q2 by 2. So Q1 plus Q2 by whole square by R square. Now by taking these two into consideration, we can find the second force, the how much will experiences when they are placed in contact. So on each and every case we will practice the numericals in the numerical session. So this method is given NEET examination 2 times. Now for example, so this is one charge of charge Q1 separated by distance some Q2. Now the force experiences between them is F. That is F is equal to, we can take it as F1. F1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square. That is equation number 1. Now some percentage of charge is transferred from one sphere to the another sphere. Then what happened to the force? Now for example, so this is Q1 charge and this is Q2 charge. Now 25% of Q1 transferred to Q2. Then what happened? This charge we can take it as Q1 dash is equal to Q1 minus 25% of Q1. 25% of Q1. This will be equal to Q1 minus 25 by 100 into Q1. So this is 75 Q1 by 100 into Q1. So this is Q1 dash. Now, so according to the conservation of charge can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be transferred from one charge to the one body to the another body. So what is the 25% of charge is transferred from charge Q1 to Q2. So there is no loss of charge. That is the reason. So Q2 dash will be equal to Q2 plus 25% of Q1. So what is the charge lost in this case will be added to this body. So that is the reason we have taken as plus. Now Q2 dash, this is Q2 dash will be equal to Q2 plus 25%, 25 by 100 of Q1. So this will be 3 by 4 Q1. This is Q2 plus 1 by 4 Q1. We have to add this one. So this is Q2 dash. Now Q1 dash is this much. Q2 dash is this much. Now the force will becomes F2. F2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 dash Q2 dash by R square. So here, so transferred between the charges. Now we can take this Q1, Q2 dash from here we need to substitute here, then we can calculate the value of force. Now, so they will ask the ratio of forces. So these are the different cases, and another case also we can take. So this model of numerical is asked in previous AIPMT examination. For example, a charge is placed at this point. This is charge Q1. Now, another charge is placed at this point at a distance r. Now this charge Q2 is revolving in a circular path around this charge. So this is charge Q1, separation r. So this is our charge Q2. Now the charge Q2 is revolving around this charge Q1. So due to the Coulombic attractive force or repulsive force between those two charges, or Coulomb force between the two charges, then what happened? According to the circular motion, if a body is revolving in a circular motion which is under centripetal force. Now the centripetal force in this case is nothing but electrostatic force. So the electrostatic force between the two charges provides the necessary centripetal force for revolving of the charge around this one. Now we can take Coulombic force will be equal to centripetal force. Now what is Coulomb force? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r square will be equal to mv square by r. So from this relation, sometimes they will ask velocity, sometimes they will ask charges, or sometimes they will ask what is the separation or radius of the circular path, like that. So the basic condition for this is Coulombic attractive force or repulsive force or Coulombic force simply is equal to centripetal force. So by using this we will practice the numerical. So this is the explanation of Coulomb's law conceptually. So this we can term as episode 2. So episode 2.21 we will discuss the numericals related to the Coulomb's law. So what are the cases discussed so far? We will solve the numericals related to those. And this is the part of mission 2021. If anybody want to join the course, you can see the mobile number in the description. You contact me, I will give the explanation regarding the course. Thank you.